Keeping up with our motto, let learning be a joy and teaching a pleasure. Here we are with a remote teaching and learning process to bridge the gap. Happy learning, students.
A warm welcome to the students of Thakur Vidya Mandir High School and Junior College. Standard 5, Subject English Writing Skills, Topic Figures of Speech Part 2. In the last video, we have learned what are figures of speech and also studied 4 figures of speech in detail. Let us quickly revise what we have learned in the previous video. We have learned that figures of speech are mainly used in poetry for the sake of vividness. They are also used in prose, especially in public speeches, to give effect or beauty to what is said. The figures of speech which we learnt in the last lesson are simile, metaphor, personification, and apostrophe. Simile and metaphor are used to compare two unlike things, at least with one similarity or with one common quality. Metaphor is a condensed simile. In personification, we put the qualities of a person in non-living things. Apostrophe is a special form of personification where the non-living things are addressed directly as if they are living things. Today, let us learn some more figures of speech. The first one, exclamation. In this figure of speech, exclamatory form is used to draw greater attention to a point than a mere statement could do. Let us see some examples. What a piece of work is man. Instead of saying the man is a great piece of work, if you say what a piece of work is man, it leaves greater impact on readers. So, the writers often use exclamation in their writing to emphasize the ideas which they want to convey. Let us see some more examples. How beautiful the painting is. What a beautiful sunset. How good it tastes. In all these sentences, you will see the exclamation mark. What is an exclamation mark? It is a straight vertical line with a dot below this. In exclamatory sentences, we use exclamation mark. Just find the difference. What is exclamation and what is exclamatory? Exclamatory sentence, exclamation mark. Understood, children? The next figure of speech is interrogation. What do you mean by interrogation? Interrogation means asking question. We say the policeman is interrogating the thief. Interrogating means asking questions. Even in this figure of speech, questions are asked, but the questions are asked not for the sake of getting an answer, but to put a point more effectively to emphasize the said point. Let us see some examples. Example number 1. Am I your servant? When I ask this question, I don't want any answer from the opposite person whom I ask. But I try my level best to say my point effectively that I am not going to do your work because I am not your servant. The second example is, how can you talk to me so rudely? This question also, I am not expecting any answer from you, but I am saying that you can't be so rude with me. Who would be so wicked as to slay his own father? Fourth one, how can you do such blunder? It says, you cannot do such mistakes. How dare you to shout at me? All these sentences, we are asking questions. All these sentences are questions. So, in interrogation, questions are asked to put one's point effectively. Remember, interrogation always has a question mark at the end. Let us move on to the next figure of speech, inversion. In this figure, we see the words are arranged in grammatically incorrect order. He arranges in incorrect order to make the last words rhyme. Mostly, we see such incorrect order in poems. Let us see the example. First one, to the market I went and lots of money I spent. Here, the words are arranged incorrectly to get the words right. Actually, the proper order should be I went to the market and spent lots of money. But the poet has arranged the words grammatically wrong order to get last words right. You may be remembering in your textbook lesson number 15, you find so many inversions. Let me quote one example. In our garden, we have made such a pretty little pool filled with water, clean and cool. The correct order should be the little pool is filled with clean and cool water. It is not filled with water, clean and cool. But the poet has written it as filled with water, clean and cool. Why he does this? Because he wanted to get the rhyming words at the end of the line. The next example is only at night can I study. The correct order should be I can study only at night. The next example, into the room ran the lady. This is also arranged incorrectly. The correct sentence should be the lady ran into the room. So, in inversion, most of the sentences, the words are arranged incorrectly so that the last words can rhyme. Let us study one more figure of speech, repetition. What is repetition? When words or phrases repeated in a literary work, that is called repetition. Repetition is often used in a poetry or in a song, and it is used to create rhythm and bring attention to an idea. For example, Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Here, the word Humpty Dumpty is repeated. When the words are repeated in poems, the young children are finding it a great fun. The second example, fly Robin, fly, fly up in the sky. Here, the word fly is repeated so that it gives the rhythm to the poem. Boy, 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 you are tending to your joy. Fourth one, I hear, with joy I hear. Again, the word I hear is repeated here. Here is my kite, flying high and high and high in the sky. Here you find the word high is repeated 2-3 times. In this way, some words are repeated many times in poems, which helps the young children to remember the poem easily. Dear students, I hope you all have enjoyed learning figures of speech. Try to use them in your poems when you write the one. Thank you. See you soon.